And we both just clicked with each other right away. It was a little bit awkward because I was with my fiance.
The UK is not disappointing me so far. Love it. Freaking love it. Anyway, listen, boom, bam. So you're telling me my girl over here was out in Egypt with her man, with her fiance, and boom, out of nowhere, she's now flirting with the waiter.
I asked for, can I have dessert? In front of my fiance. He looked at me dead in the face and he just goes, I am dessert. Like,
how does somebody have the confidence to say to somebody else's girl, I am dessert, in front of her? Who is this guy? I need to know who her man is, because at that moment in time, he should have said something or something. I mean, but based on the story, it seems as if he allowed them to flirt. Now, Nicole does at some point say that that her relationship with her partner was already going downhill anyway. So, which I sat there and I said to myself, so why was you engaged then? But I get it. Sometimes people get engaged and still things go da 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 da. I get it. But really and truly, the fact that he was, well, it seems as if he was confident enough to allow another man to flirt with you, and you should pretty much give the same kind of vibe back. Damn, your relationship must have been bad. But to be honest with you, Taha over here, he should be embarrassed of himself, because really and truly, if I'm going to speak to a woman, right, and she's going to happily flirt with me or look at me while she's with her man, how do I not know that she won't do the same thing when she's with me? Think about that. So therefore, if I'm going to proceed to pursue her, I can't say that my intentions are going to be the right intentions, which is why you wouldn't and I wouldn't pursue her. You see what I'm saying? I don't want that kind of headache. But anyway, we continue with this madness.
like,
Yeah, this bit here, I'll do the read, you know what I'm saying? So good. So, right now we've got him having a conversation with his family, you know, and I found this quite interesting because what goes on down here is quite interesting to what she said at the end, to what she says at the end of this whole clip, which we will get to. But right now, you know, he's speaking to his family members, and he says, I want to like make her to come to Islam. So he wants her to convert, right? All right, cool, no worries. I will learn her more. I want to share more my religion. Okay, fantastic. Okay, when she understands, she will do. So he's saying that once he's able to educate her with his religion, she will understand, and therefore she will do exactly what he wants her to do. And now here's the thing. Actually, you know what? Let me not say that just yet. I'll get to that point when somebody else says it, if you dig what I'm saying. But at the same time, though, the conversation proceeds. Nicole, she convert to Muslim. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Because at first I was like, maybe they've had this conversation. Maybe they've already planned for her to convert. Fair enough. Because the way he was talking with his chest as if they've had this conversation and everything was agreed between the two. Now he proceeds to say, I want like 3-4 children, children here from her. Of course, English isn't his first language. I thought, okay, fair enough. You must have spoke about this. My children will come Muslim because their dad Muslim. All right, cool, no worries. I will teach them about my culture, which is always very, very important. Just what I'm saying. If you have kids with somebody outside your culture, always make sure you always educate your kids on your culture. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you can't let them, you know, not know the origin of, you know, their father or their mother, depending on which one comes from whichever culture, right? So that is very crucial. But now let's get into this bit here, though, when Nicole's now having a conversation with one of her friends that's also married to a man from Egypt. Let's get into it.
get married in Cairo on Tuesday the 30th of May. Yeah, we got married.
So first and foremost, her friend was shocked to hear that, hey, yeah, Nicole's actually married. I mean, I was shocked too. I was thinking, what the hell is going on here? So technically, is this 90-day fiance if you're already married? But hey, I love the honesty, because on the US version, they'll have us believe that two people aren't even married yet when they are married. But anyway, it is what it is. But then again, they got married in Cairo, so obviously it's still the process of now him coming to the UK. So it still counts. I get it. But let's continue.
What? I can't do. So what's it like being married to an Egyptian man? What should I look out for?
First and foremost, I don't know why she decided to ask this question after marrying an Egyptian man. Wouldn't you ask this question before marrying an Egyptian man? Where are the brain cells? Well, it looks like we got gold locks on her freaking brain cells. Let that one sink in.
Bag there. Mm-hmm.
The Egyptian men, they have to be the head of the household. There's absolutely no room at all for the woman to be wearing the trousers in the relationship.
The thing that I still want to know is why, when her friend was talking about it, she was so anxious. The thing with Egyptian men, they have to be the head of the household. Like, yo, like, she was making me feel nervous. I was like, damn, you're making it sound freaking daunting. You're making it sound freaking scary being an Egyptian man. The way she was just all shaking and stuff and all nervy and stuff. But hey, either way, though, the friend is coming to say, just know, things aren't going to be simple. Things aren't going to be easy. And also, she does go on to also explain that when he does come to the UK, he's going to be in for one hell of a culture shock, just like her fella was. And it definitely will bring some interesting complications or challenges to your relationship. Questions again, and this is why this conversation should have been had before she decided to marry him. But hey ho, we continue.
There's going to be a lot of cultural differences. I'm Christian, he's Muslim, but I've been around a lot of Westerners, so he doesn't expect me to change, and I really appreciate that.
Boom! Interesting, isn't it? How she says that he doesn't expect her to change. Meanwhile, he's telling his family a whole different conversation. So here's the thing. Clearly, based on what she's saying, they have had a conversation in terms of obviously religion. All right, cool. The kid part hasn't been confirmed, but I'm pretty sure they had that anyway. But it's quite interesting because he's obviously told her what she's telling us, because I don't imagine her lying to us or lying to the cameras about what she's been promised. You see what I'm saying, okay? But let's go back to what the friend said. The friend said that, hey, when it comes to being the head of the household, the Egyptian men will always be them ones, and that's it. There's no room for compromise. If you want to bring in any type of like British attitude, it ain't going to happen. This is how they're going to be. Boom, bam. And we saw the energy from her friend, and her friend looked freaking scared even saying it. You know what I'm saying? So to be honest with you, I do believe, if anything, based on what the friend said and based on what he was telling his family, he definitely has plans to, you know, take over and control and make sure that he's the one that is in charge and she is submissive. And right now, she's walking into it completely blind, thinking everything's going to be A-okay. So right now, I am convinced that he has lied to her, and that is what she's running on. But hey, the season has just begun. I guess we're about to find out where this is about to go. Isn't it fun how we got another Nicole with another Egyptian? I just hope it doesn't end up the same way. If you know what I'm talking about, yeah, no. But with that being said, let's crack on with the next couple.
I don't like it when you told her. Yeah, you gain weight too. Go away.
The body shaming continues from Sprite to Johnny. Tragic.
Oh my god. So many pictures. Yeah, it's all our memory.
I just want to point something out real quick, okay? I want you to recognize this whole hand thing here. First and foremost, Johnny Boy thought it was a good idea to dress up their room with all these pictures of them two. Now listen, some people may say, hey, I like this. This is quite romantic. It tells me that you're obsessed with me. And I like that. I want you to be obsessed with me. I want you to look at me all the time. I want you to always think about just me. So some people may look at this as something that is healthy, but then some people may look at it slightly freaking different.
I feel like I got my own stalker.
And that's how some people may look at it. They may look at it as if it's a bit too excessive. A bit like You. I've never seen the show, but I'm pretty sure that's how the show is. Who knows? Either way, though, you know what I'm talking about. So it really depends on what perspective you want to look at it. For me personally, if I walked into a room and I saw a whole bunch of pictures of me, yeah, I'd be scared. I won't lie to you. I'd be creeped out. I personally would be concerned. Not concerned for my life. I wouldn't be scared for my life, but I'd be concerned that somebody's a bit too head over heels over me. And the reason I say this is because I'd be paranoid that I couldn't really breathe or do anything. I'd be like, damn, you're watching me like a hawk. Like, where's my freedom? Like, if I leave the house, you're just gonna be there. If I go to the toilet, you're gonna be there. If I just get on a plane, you're gonna be there. Like I'm saying, like, if I'm at work, you're gonna be there. You know, that's the kind of vibe it would give me personally. This is what I'm saying. So this one, I guess, is subjective based on how you want to see it. But of course, when it comes to Sprite over here, the reason why he's creeped out more than anything else is because he's not into Johnny. He just wanted to use him to get to the UK. At least that's my perception at this moment in time. So for him to actually creeped out would make a lot of sense because he's not invested. So therefore, his reaction isn't the genuine reaction of somebody that actually is in love or actually likes Johnny. So we got to put that out there too. But anyway, let's continue.
Hope you like it.
I want to talk about this. I just feel like this kind of added the cherry on top I feel like this is what made me feel like, you know what, now this is hella creepy now. Because the moment they walked into that room, all up in man's head, like da 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 da. And obviously over here again, all up in his head and da 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 da. And again, I get it. It's a matter of perspective. Me personally, I wouldn't like that personally. I don't like being touched like just like, give me the heebie-jeebies, you know what I'm saying? But there are some people obviously who do love the whole physical touch type situation, so maybe they wouldn't necessarily be creeped out by it. But at the same time though, the only way they would not be creeped out by it is if because they generally like that person, and most importantly, they actually trust that person as well, which would be very different. But in this situation right here, this isn't nothing to do with liking or trust or nothing like that. Everything that he's doing right now is 1000% going to come across creepy from the perspective of Sprite because he's just not into freaking Johnny Boy. But for me personally, I would also find it creepy purely because I just don't like physical touch like that. You know what I mean? And to be fair, I don't like being touched unless I'm being told that you're going to touch me personally. That probably sounds quite robotic, but I know what I mean. Okay, leave me alone. If you can relate, then you can relate. Nonetheless, though, let's continue.
And take the shirt off and show sexy body. Can I take my shirt off? No. Why? Is it because I'm fat? Yes.
And the body shaming continues. To make it worse,
Fuck with you. I know you love me anyway, so.
The level, the lack of reciprocation is real. Man's like, I think Johnny Boy needs to recognize that your boy over here isn't into you. He doesn't like you. He's never told you he loves you. He's never told that he wants to see you. He's never told that he's excited about you. He's never even been complimented you. Everything he ever says is nothing but just a dig towards you. Because he just doesn't find you any... Yeah. Let me be nice and let me not say the next thing that I was going to say there. Let's continue.
It's comments like this that make me think, what is he getting out of this relationship? Am I good enough for him?
It's comments like those that makes you think, why are you even still with him? That's what I want to know.
I have to go to London because it's very important for me.
I thought you said you can stay anywhere where there's me.
No.
If I move here?
I will die.
I don't think he ever said those lines about, you know, wherever you are, I'll be happy. I don't think those lines ever came out of Sprite's head, to be honest with you. His mouth, sorry. I think that these are things that he's put in his own mind, thinking that this is going to be the reality, if you ask me personally. Yeah, there's nothing that he's done that's told me that he's ever said anything remotely close to, I'll be wherever you want to be. Nah. You know what I'm saying? But either way, though, it is evident that obviously he's here for London because he wants to, you know, try and venture out in terms of his career. And also, right now, he's still a city boy by heart, which makes a lot of sense. But to be honest with you, Sprite should have done a whole lot more research on where Johnny Boy lived before he actually decided to, you know, actually pursue the relationship and take it to where they are now. So really and truly, he should have really done his research on the location, or at least made sure that when he landed, he was going to be spending time in London. But I guess he failed in that situation. But nonetheless, though, let's move on to the next couple.
So different here, love, the culture in the UK, because like the girl would provide for herself and the guy would provide for himself. And
you know, when somebody's trying to tell you something like, and he's trying to say it in a way that's slick, but really it's not going to slick. But really and truly, it's not going to be slick no matter how he says it, because, well, she knows what her intention is. The way he's like in the UK, the moment someone says, yeah, well, where I'm from, or the, yeah. But let's just continue.
guy wouldn't send his girlfriend or wife money.
And to be similar with...
Before we move on to the next stage of in particular, so of course we know so far he has been spending a lot of money, okay, on Kathleen. His mom has told him to stop spending money, so now he's respecting his mom's wishes and not doing it. His friend even told him exactly the same thing. So right now he's trying to behave by not sending any money. And obviously, I guess instead of telling her that he shouldn't be spending any money, he would rather tell her in a way that's just ridiculous by basically saying, "Oh yeah, in the UK it's different, you know. Women pay for themselves and men pay for themselves, blah, 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 blah." I mean, listen, subjective to be honest with you, because yes, of course, there are many women in this world, in the UK that pay for themselves as well as men. But then also at the same time, though, it doesn't mean that those women who it doesn't mean that the women who don't mind paying for themselves, it doesn't mean that they don't like a guy who's going to pay for them. Do you see what I'm saying? But I will support the part about sending money, though. Yeah, the whole sending money to your partner, yeah, nobody does that. What's that about? That's a madness. Of course, maybe people do it in certain situations, but in these type of situations, yeah, you're moving mad. So he's not lying in terms of what he's saying to a certain degree, but I understand why he's saying the way he's saying it, because he's trying to let her know I can't send you any more money anymore. So please don't leave me. Please still love me. Please still want me. Now, here's the thing. At this moment in time, Kathleen is now having a conversation with one of her friends. One of her friends is a friend that's also in a relationship with a British man. So therefore, she's here to pretty much to seek some advice. You know, I want to be similar with Zaina. And as we can see here in this conversation, she goes, I want me and Jamie to get married. By the way, this is not her just yet. Just so you don't get confused, this is Kathleen herself in particular, okay? I want me and Jamie get married. And I want Jamie to be a strong, wait for it, a strong man and support me. So listen, she's made it abundantly clear what she wants from him. Now, of course, we got to be we got to pay attention to what she's saying though. She wants him to be a strong man and also support her. What she's really saying is that she needs him and wants him to marry her, bring her to the UK, and in the end, pretty much look after her financially and in maybe any other ways. But I'm not saying that she's not going to come to the UK and not get a job. I can imagine still coming to the UK and still getting a job and still but ideally, she's going to want him to be the sole provider, the one that's obviously going to look after, the one that's going to make her life a whole lot easier than what it's been at, which respectfully, I understand it. But the thing is though, where is the communication though with those two? And also, this is another thing that I also have to mention. Kathleen does speak about why she moved to Cyprus. So she left the Philippines to move to Cyprus because she wasn't earning enough money. So therefore she moved to Cyprus so she can earn more money. But also on top of that, the money that she earns there, she also sends it back home to her family in Philippines as well. So of course, her jumping from Cyprus to the UK now, in her mind, is going to help her even more. Based on, I guess, more income and maybe even the currency, not too sure. So obviously right now, even when she does jump ship from Cyprus to the UK, whatever money she will start to earn from her job, I think it'd be very unlikely that money becomes shared between them two. I reckon that money will probably be money that she sends home. Meanwhile, whatever money that he's earning is going to be money to look after them both. Which in some people's lives, they see that as fair and balanced based on, I guess, the income. But for other people, they'll be like, rah, so you're earning money to not spoil us or not to share with us. You're actually making money to send it back home. Like, what the hell are you doing? Again, it's a matter of perspective. It's a matter of obviously how you want to look at it, right? But right now, I think with Kathleen, it's early in the season, so let's see where this goes. I feel like there's going to be more to give from this woman, do you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be that simple just yet. And to be fair, last season, in fact, the last 2 seasons of 90 Day Fiancé UK, at the beginning, you're thinking, okay, this is where this is going to go. And then it ends up not being that simple. So, yeah, we have to wait for it. But nonetheless, though, let's get into the last couple. Yeah.
So has he ever asked you for money, or have you ever sent him money? Or...
I did send him money.
So your friend asked you if you ever asked him for money. She goes, no. And he goes, oh, no, I actually have sent him money. I want you to pay attention. The first question was, has he ever asked you for money? She said no. And then after that, let's get into it.
For his birthday.
Do you pay for everything when you're out there?
He contributes mainly with tips and things like that.
Do you see it all the time? How did he afford his passport?
I did give him a little bit of money for it.
How do you go from saying, no, I ain't going to give him money, and then all of a sudden now, we've got a whole trail of you giving him money for multiple things?
I was out there. We got caught in the hurricane, and I brought his mum to the roof.
I've always...
And of course, the whole roof thing is something that we definitely acknowledged in the last episode, do you know what I mean, which is a madness. But now, this bit here, this one got me. Let's get into it.
I've always wanted to be a mum. He can book our wedding and maybe have a little Johan on the way. I'm going to be trying so hard to get...
I want to know, did they actually have this conversation of children? Because I've got a feeling that he doesn't know about her wanting to have kids. I mean, listen, all I know is this. When somebody says these specific lines in particular...
Johan on the way. I'm going to be trying so hard to get pregnant. Being a mother.
When somebody says, I'm going to be trying so hard, yo, it makes you wonder, that trying they'll be trying, is it because they're going to be doing it behind someone's back without telling them? Or is it going to be, we're trying because we are both trying? And that's the thing, though. She said that she's going to be trying. She said, I am going to be trying so hard. There was never a we in the conversation. So I do wonder if she's going to go out there and purposely get pregnant. Then we're going to have another Louise and Jose on our case. And boy, we haven't even seen them yet. I can't wait to see Louise and Jose. Oh my God, they were the stars of last season. I'm expecting them to be the stars of this season too. But so far, to be honest, we've had we've got a good set of couples so far, to be honest with you. So I feel like this season gonna be a hard season to figure out which couple we like the most. You know what I'm saying? Or dislike the most, because all of them are a freaking calamity. But let's get into it. Why am I smiling about people having a calamity relationship? What the hell's wrong with you, man? That's so mean. I should be like, no, guys, let's all have like healthy, happy relationships. But this is why I watch trash TV. You know what I'm saying? Trainwreck TV. I know you all feel the same as me. Okay, don't be playing me now. Let's go.
I think, does he do this every other week? You don't know how many other women that he might have been out with over there.
And that is a very good point. You don't know, because we know what he does for work. You know, what he does for work is hospitality, and in hospitality, he speaks to a whole lot of women. So yeah, it's a very good question. But you know, she decides just to brush it off as if it's nothing. She was like, well, if he's been doing it, I guess I'll find out when I get there. Great attitude. But yeah, we continue.
I'm hoping Johanna take the reins and just look after me, really.
So let's talk about this whole part here where she talks about being looked after. So her mum is saying that she's a bit scared, a bit concerned whether or not her daughter's going to be safe in the DR, because the DR has its own reputation for certain areas being unsafe. And she says, I hope he's going to look after me. That is not reassuring. She should not be hoping. Like, she should have the reassurance from him straight off the bat that, hey, babe, when I get there, are you going to look after me? You're going to make sure that I'm safe? Blah, 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 blah. But the fact that the fact that it seems as if they haven't had that conversation is nuts to me. Nah, I'm with the mum. Don't be going somewhere if you don't know for sure you're going to be safe. But nonetheless, though, let's get into this scene. Now, this scene itself in particular is Johan speaking to his mother, okay? And in this conversation itself in particular here, the mum says, this is a great opportunity and I hope you all know how to enjoy it. And also continuing this conversation itself in particular, he says, my mum will love more Charlotte because, why? Because she helped my family. And I said this in the last episode. The mum loves Charlotte, but Charlotte's got the bank account. And her friend has already said that the family probably thinks that Charlotte's rich because she's got her own house, she's got her own car, she's got a very good job. And because she's always willingly giving them money, the family is always going to expect money from Charlotte at any given time. And that is nothing but a fact. And that is why the mum likes you. And that's why I said before, what makes her so different? What makes her the catch? Considering he comes across so many women. What makes her different and the catch is that she's willingly sending him money, which is quite similar to another person from DR. But anyway, we continue. And as you can see, the mom does touch on the whole roof thing by saying, after Hurricane Fiona, they came to visit me inside the house. The roof was rubbish. Of course, this is him explaining it. And then what happened in that moment in time? In that moment in time, Charlotte was like, listen, we go to the machine, the cash machine. Take some money, and then boom, bam, after taking some money, give you for you to buy the roof. So obviously that's how that happened anyway. So really and truly, if the fact that when she was there, the roof came off and she was quick to go to the bank to give them money like that, of course they're going to see her as somebody who's always going to be happy to give them the money here, there and everywhere. I mean, Charlotte has pretty much set herself up for failure, if you ask me personally. She should have never done that. You know what I mean? She's put herself in a position now where they look at her as a freaking bank account. They don't look at her, the family don't look at her as their son's future wife. They don't look at her as their son's future baby mother. No. They look at her as her son's bank account. No, as the family's bank account. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy, it's going to be a madness. And to be fair, let's not forget though, if they get married and he does come to the UK, he won't be able to work for a certain amount of time. So he says that he wants to come to the UK to earn money to send home. On that first period of time when he can't work, she's going to have to look after him and also send money home. That's going to be nuts. And trust me when I tell you, the cost of living isn't cheap neither right now in the UK. To be fair, it's not cheap. I mean, most places, let's be real, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, though, she has set herself up for this madness, so it is what it is. Whatever happens, it is down to her and her level of, stupidity. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.